Hi, Assalamualaikum. I am Siti Zulaikha Jasmine, and this is your Today Local News.
And today in class, we were learning PJK with this male teacher. Going good, we were talking about sexual harassment and how to take care of yourself, your body right. He was making a couple of jokes, but it seemed normal at first. But slowly the jokes were getting weirder and more lucha.
Hashtag Make School a Safer Place began trending when a 17-year-old young lady went viral on TikTok, claiming that her school teacher had made rape jokes during class. The video went viral overnight and an overpowering, which has been viewed more than 1.4 million times on TikTok. Ain Husniza Saiful Nizam said that their movement focuses on making school a safer environment for every student, no matter what gender, either girls or boys.
As the hashtag is continuing trending, Ain facing a hard time being accused, drawing a negative attention to her school. She is presently on a mission to stamp out such dangerous environments in school, has been the subject of lustful comments and dangers by the public. She moreover lodged another police report after getting an assault danger from a male classmate who was upset with how she acted against the male teacher. However, the case was dropped by police after the schoolmate and his family had sought for their forgiveness. The father of the courageous teenager, Saiful Nizam Abdul Wahab, posted on his Facebook saying that the incident left him feeling humiliated and sad for not being able to provide a secure environment for his daughter. He said it is such a despondency to see his 17-year-old daughter confronting ridicule to create a change, but he is super glad to see her girl taking her own initiative to try to make a change. Malaysia Education Ministry is conducting an investigation into this case. Education Minister Razijidin said the ministry took the matter truly and would not tolerate if the incident truly happened. Ain Husniza may be the proof that the new generation have boldness and determination in speaking out against the toxic culture of normalizing assault jokes, sexual prepping, toxic masculinity, and pedophilia. Her courageous actions can make a positive impact and empower more students and adolescents to speak out against sexual harassment and all forms of corrupting and discriminatory treatment of students in schools and other educational institutions.
Assalamualaikum. It's World News segment. You are tuning into with me, Megakartika the top stories. Indonesia authorities say found missing submarine. All 53 crew confirmed that. A missing Indonesian submarine early Wednesday while it was scheduled to do live torpedo training exercises has been found cracked apart on the seabed in waters of Bali. Indonesian Military Chief Hadi Jajanto on Sunday confirmed all 53 crew on board the sunken submarine KRI Nanggala 402 have died. He said there was no chance of finding any of the crew alive. Experts had said earlier that the depth at which the submarine was found was well beyond its survival limit and it was only carrying enough oxygen for 3 days. Authorities said that they received signals from the location more than 800 meters (2,600 feet) deep early Sunday morning. They had used an underwater submarine rescue vehicle supplied by Singapore to get a visual confirmation on the KRI Nanggala 402. There were parts of KRI Nanggala 402 had been recovered, including an anchor and crew safety suits. It was broken into 3 pieces, said Navy Chief of Staff Yudo Margono. The KRI Nanggala is divided into 3 parts. The hull of the ship, the stern of the ship, and the main parts are all separated, with the main part found cracked, he told reporters on Sunday. Regarding the cause, Navy Chief of Staff Yudo Margono said, "This is not a human error but a natural or environment factor. The crew will not blame for the accident." Authorities have not given official explanation for the accident, but said that the submarine may have suffered a blackout and left its crew unable to resurface. President Joko Widodo described the cruise as Indonesia's best patriots, adding all Indonesians convey their deep sadness over this incident, especially to the families of the submarine crew. The Indonesian government will work with the International Submarine Escape and Rescue License Office because to evacuate the Nanggala submarine, they need international cooperation. Authorities have warned that any salvage operation would be risky and difficult in the deep waters. Neighboring Malaysia, as well as the United States, Singapore, India, and Australia were among the nations helping in the search.
As the global economy and Malaysia's own economy show signs of recovery, the country should focus on digital economy and the education sector to boost the economy to the next level. Bank Islamic Chief Economist Dr. Muhammad Afzanizan Abdul Rashid said this is important to stimulate economic growth beyond the recovery phase.
On digital economy, I think it has been announced on the government's plan in this respect. So what we need to see is the tractions and perhaps what are the key players that would actually be able to benefit from this, and obviously the key stakeholders, obviously none other than the rakyat itself. So I think digital economy perhaps is one of the key areas, and perhaps next in line would be the education sector.
He was speaking to Money Matters, which aired on Saturday on TV3. He said to ensure the maintenance of growth to drive Malaysia to high income status, more emphasis should be placed on education sector. On the agriculture sector, Dr. Afzanizam said the nation cannot rely its food supply from other countries and the government should devise ways to make the country self-sufficient in food production and reduce the food imports.
The impact of oil price is always twofold. On one hand, we should be able to see a better revenue stream for the government because the standard narrative is that every $1 increase in crude palm oil would actually translate into 300 million increase in government's revenue.
That's right.
So we have a better revenue stream for the government. But there's another angle to it.
I am Azeeda Ozzana. Thank you and stay safe, Malaysia.
The Tokyo 2020 Olympics post of the second version released by the International Olympic Committee IOC gives everyone an understanding that this time the Olympics are the most critical and stressful in the history of organization. It's like saying goodbye to all the festivities as well as fellow athletes and fans who always light up the host city as soon as the torch of the game is lit.
The IOC has announced a new set of guidelines for the Olympics, part of the second version of which will be a guide for all contingents competing with the organization of the Games during the COVID-19 pandemic situation on July 19. According to the International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach, these guidelines are made based on the scientific and the views of medical experts in ensuring that all those involved in the Games this time are in a safe condition.
How we can minimize risks. These version 2 of the playbooks are clearly demonstrating. There are more specific details and rules and guidelines to ensure this health and safety. And they can give confidence, and they show how diligently Japan is protecting its population and is protecting also the participants of the game.
The handbook, among others, stipulates conditions for all those involved to take the vaccine in addition to having to undergo a COVID-19 test before being able to enter Japan. It is expected that more than 15,000 individuals will enter Japan consisting of athletes, officers other than referees, sponsors, and the media in conjunction with the upcoming Olympics. With a new version of the guidelines already released, the IOC hopes that all parties can follow the strict measures that have been set. In the meantime, the organizers of Tokyo Olympics 2020 will also discuss the presence of the audience in the competition venue, and everything will be decided in June. The last times the Olympics went under pressure and vigilance was at the 1936 Games in Berlin, where the world was on the brink of war with Germany was then under the rule of the Nazis and Adolf Hitler.
緊急事態宣言の下で、こうした状況が起きている以上、ギリギリの判断として、無観客という覚悟は持っておりますが、他方でそれだけではなく、状況が許せば、より多くの観客の皆さんに見ていただきたいという希望も持っていることも、お知らせを、お伝えをしたいというふうに思います。
In the meantime, the list of new steps released by the organizers of the Olympics and the Tokyo Olympics requiring athletes to undergo a COVID-19 test daily is certainly uncomfortable and tastes the patience of each competing contingent. According to the president of the Malaysian Olympic Council, Tan Sri Muhammad Norza Zakaria, the measures are necessary to protect the safety of athletes and officials during the course of the world's largest sporting event held when the COVID-19 pandemic was spreading. Meanwhile, the president of the Malaysian Olympians Association, Nur Asila Muhammad Khalid, also spotted the implementation of the measures taken for the safety of all involved. Competing athletes have no choice and just follow every routine that has been scheduled for them throughout the competition, as well as avoiding involvement with external contact, avoiding the chain of infection.
Also reacting to the new Tokyo Olympics guidelines, a national sports bodies association and athletes involved in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics next July.
With the latest SOP, the biggest responsibility direct to the National Sports Institute (NSI) to ensure Malaysian athletes are in the best condition mentally and physically in the face of pressure in the games this time. The Badminton Association of Malaysia believes that everything that happens there must be wisdom. As organizers, Japan and the IOC certainly place the safety and health of athletes at the highest level in ensuring that conditions are truly safe throughout the games. For the national sailing athlete Khairunisa Muhammad Effendi, she always follows every current development of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics despite being busy training at the moment. She added that athletes need to get along and focus on the real goal of organizing the Olympics. Meantime, the Malaysian Olympics Council is still focusing on the number of the national athletes who will compete in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics from August to September.
The report ended today's sport news. I'm Nuratika. Keep watching the next bulletin.
Welcome back, I'm Edwineus Edmund. Our news today in memory, Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Aaron Boseman was an American actor and a playwright. After studying directing at Howard University, he had consistently as a writer, actor and directing for the stage, winning a drama league directing fellowship and being nominated for a Jeff Awards as a playwright for a Deep Azure. Boseman achieved international fame for playing a superhero Black Panther in the Marvel Cinematic Universe (MCU) for 2016 to 2019. He appeared in 4 MCU films, including an eponymous 2018 film that earned him an NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Actor in a Motion Picture and a Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture. As the first black actor to headline an MCU film, he was also named in the 2018 Time 100. In 2016, Bosman was diagnosed with colon cancer. He kept in condition private, continuing to act while also extensively supporting cancer charities until his death in 2020 from the illness. His final film, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, was released posthumously the same year to critical acclaim, earning him an Academy Award nomination for the Best Actor and the Golden Globe Award for the Best Actor, Motion Picture Drama. Bosman also received 4 nominations at the 27th Screen Actor Guild Award for his work in The Five Bloods and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, the most for the performer at a single ceremony, winning male actor in the leading roles for a Ma Rainey. On August 29, 2020, the day after Bosman died, the tweet in which his family announced his death on his Twitter account became the most liked tweet in history, with over 6 million likes in under 24 hours and accumulating over 7 million, and by August 31st, far displacing a previous record holder. His death was likened to other unexpected deaths of young black celebrities in 2020, particularly Kobe Bryant and Naya Rivera. The Associated Press and Clarín noted Rivera and Bosman was as Hollywood's most impactful 2020 death. Let's pray for Chadwick Boseman for his soul, hoping his soul with the God in heaven. That's all for me today. I'm Edwineus. Thank you.
That's how I'm sending you to the other side. That's how they will receive you on the other. Love you.